Happy MLK Day. Yes, it is Monday. It is time for the mailbag, and I am answering your questions from the Discord channel. This time we're talking about Symbiote Spider-Man, the Inhumans, and so much more, guys. And if you're ready for the mailbag, you guys know what to do. Yes, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. Yes, it is Monday. It is mailbag time, answering your questions from the Discord server. And if you didn't get your question in this week, make sure you guys check out the link to Discord down below. Before we get into this video and all of your questions, I do want to mention the sponsor of this video, LootCakes. Now, if you have not checked out LootCakes yet, it is a cool way to get rewarded for some of your purchases in some free-to-play games on Android, iOS, and Steam. And even if you don't spend money, guys, you can still get rewarded by being in an alliance. And you guys can check out my alliance in LootCakes, ValleyFlyin, and if that runs out, you can check for ValleyFlyin too. So check that out. There are a limited amount of codes that you could use to sign up with, and if you sign up with the code down below, LootCakes, they are doing a drawing for anyone that uses that code, though. Yes, it is a $100 drawing, so for your chance to enter, check out that code down below, guys. I like the program, but it is time to get to your questions, guys. Boom, first one. Now that Symbiote Spider-Man is in game, it makes complete Spider-Verse team again, but a lot of players have to take Venom and Carnage off their Spider-Hood team. With Sabretooth and Mystique now on the Marauders, where do you take the rest of the Brotherhood, or do you think they will release new characters for them? Not sure about new characters. I know they were mentioned in that art book that got sent around Christmas that more Brotherhood characters would be coming, so I'm thinking that is what would happen here. But as of right now, Symbiote Spider-Man's not even a game yet. I'm not worrying about it. Carnage, Venom, they are staying on my Spider-Hood team, and when he does come out, probably not going to be able to get these gold stars on them. So Venom, Carnage are probably going to stay on that team for a while until you can farm more gold stars for Symbiote Spider-Man. But yes, that is what I am doing with my team so far. It's going to be the down the road team. So something way down the road is what I'm going to use them for. Next question. Look at this misleading offer. All right, so this is the picture that was sent in with it. Slingshot orb offer $9.99. Recruit a 2-star yo-yo with this offer. Yes, it is misleading. You're not guaranteed to get yo-yo with this offer. You might get some crappy pulls. You might get 12 yo-yo shards and not get anything for this $10 offer, guys. So it is misleading. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, Foxnex has a history of these kind of deals. Just buyer beware, guys. Make sure you're reading these offers. Make sure you know what you're buying, because even though it says that you can recruit a 2-star yo-yo, if you playing this game for a while, you know you can't, and you just kind of avoid these offers, guys. ValleyFlyin, has Foxnex said anything to you or the other content creators through the Envoy program about an avenue to acquire blue gear? So this was actually an older question, came out Wednesday, and we got a blog post out on Friday, which kind of addressed this issue. All right, and here is the blog post from Friday, guys. If you're looking to collect more blue gear, we have you covered. Blue gear orb fragments are being added in the near future to the Arena Daily Objective Reward, the rewards for High Roller, Save the World, and World Warrior milestones. We want players of all levels to get blue gear orbs. So I guess this is what they're doing to replace some of the blue gear that was lost when Ultimus 7 rewards came around. So I don't know if this is better or worse, but this is what they're going to do to address that issue, guys. All right, next question. Why did Foxnex not release Deadpool's unique until the end of last year? He's not even good in Fear the Darkness. He's not even in the meta. Why do you think Foxnex kept him out of everybody's hands? And this is just speculation, but I think they just forgot. I think they just forgot about his unique, and we were focused on other characters. They were focused on building other content, and it just kind of lost track of it. And the complaints got enough eventually that they said, all right, we finally got to release this character's unique. And that's what I think happened. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but I'm of the firm belief that they just forgot. Next question. To enjoy anything Marvel, you have to be able to exercise a little willing suspension of disbelief. That being said, the introduction of Symbiote Spider-Man is a little too much for me to accept. I feel where you're coming from here, because I played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for a while, and they had multiple versions of characters. I know at one point you were able to make like a full team of full just Han Solos in that game, and I didn't like that, but I know a lot of other people didn't bother them at all. So I guess the question is, if Strikeforce universe can have 2 Peter Parkers, does this open a door for other characters to have multiple forms? Yes, it does. I think one thing with Foxnex, the word to describe their release cadence is unpredictable. I think nothing is off the table. We could see multiple versions of Hulk, like you mentioned here, Captain America, or they could do uniforms. I know they've tossed their directions that they want to take this game in many different ways, and they've thrown out ideas. I'm not sure what they're going to go with, but yes, everything is on the table, guys. Multiple versions of characters, costumes. I don't think they are locked into any plan at this point. Next question, any plans to upload your 20K stream to YouTube? I was sick, so I missed it. Well, it is on there now, guys. So what happens when I do those streams? They're actually all on YouTube. They're just unlisted, and I got to go in and manually make them public. And sometimes I do that with streams, sometimes I don't. This past stream, I was just waiting for a day that I did not have a video being released, and supposed to do that yesterday, but I forgot. And it is up there right now, though. If you guys want to see last week's mailbag, it was a live version, answered a bunch of questions and just hung out. So if you guys want to see that, that is up right now on the main channel. Next question, what is up, ValleyFlyin, my brother? With Symbiote Spider-Man completing a regular Spider-Verse teams and the Marauders taking Mystique and Sabretooth, I'm using Kingpin as the fifth on this team. What tunes would you suggest pairing with Magneto, Pyro, and Juggernaut? Heard more rumors about Brotherhood coming. Yes, they were from the art book that got released. And I guess so, yeah. So what would I do with pairing them? So I mentioned earlier, I am keeping my Spider-Verse characters there. I'm keeping Venom and I am keeping Carnage on that team right now. Right now, my Spider-Man, my main Spider-Man is on my Hero Brawlers team, and Miles, he is a good addition to that team, but right now he is on a crap team. So I don't know if I'm going to have too much movement when Symbiote Spider-Man comes around, but at least until I could farm Symbiote Spider-Man, get some gold stars on him to build him up, I think that's where they probably will stay, unless I see something that's really surprising to me in his kit. And, you know, just not on paper, but, you know, firsthand. If people start trying him and get some surprising results, I probably won't be building anything with Symbiote Spider-Man for a little while. Next question, how do you think the player's base should respond to Hela being farmable through orbs, even though she's needed for Black Bolt? Do you think Fox Nate's going to stick to her guns, keeping her behind a paywall? So here's my thoughts. I don't think that they're going to keep her behind a paywall. If you look at certain characters, Minerva, Black Widow, there are certain characters that are behind the paywall, and I'm not sure why. I guess it's a little more understandable with Minerva, maybe Colossus, but Black Widow at this point, Thanos at this point, I'm not sure why they're orb-only characters. So with Black Bolt and Hela, what we've seen recently gives me some hope. Johnny Storm recently came to orbs, and now he is farmable. Thing came to orbs, and they say he is coming to the Blitz store soon. Mr. Fantastic went in around the same time as Thing, so I'm expecting him to become farmable very soon as well. Graviton just got added to orbs recently, so I expect him to become farmable after Mr. Fantastic, and then Hela got added, so I expect her to be farmable sometime after Graviton, and then so on and so on with the rest of the Asgardians, Heimdall and Sif. So that is what I expect to happen. I don't know if that's what's gonna happen, but that is my expectations right now. So I expect the Inhumans to be fully farmable. I mean, the Asgardians to be fully farmable at some point. The Inhumans as well, except for maybe Black Bolt. But I expect them to go through their regular cadence. Now, I would be upset if they don't, and we'll have to see what happens. But as of right now, that is my expectations, guys. Next question. I recall Storm and Psylocke having a team up. I haven't been able to trigger it. Is there something, or am I going crazy? I don't remember their team up. I remember when X-Men came out, we had that fastball special with Colossus and Wolverine. If I am not remembering this, though, let me know in the comments, guys. But I don't remember them having a team up animation. Next question. Thanks for all the great content you put out. Thanks for watching me, guys. Got a question for you. A lot of people are wondering what to do with Symbiote Spider-Man, especially with Brotherverse as a team. Do you think you could use him in a Hero Brawlers team with Chavez, Miss Marvel, and the 3 other spiders? Yes, that would be a good team to use. What mode makes sense for that? Blitz mode. The Hero Brawlers are very good in Blitz mode. Possibly on War Offense. I don't know if they'll hold up too much on defense, but I think that would be a good place for them. And depending on the survivability that the Symbiote Spider-Man adds to this group with some of his passives, this may be a team for raids, but I'm not really thinking this is a raid team at some point. But yes, that Hero Brawler team would work well. Yeah, be good. And you could leave, and that would allow you to leave Carnage, Venom on that Brotherhood team, and then I'm not sure what you would do with your other members of the hero brawler right now. I know Gamora is very popular for that spot. I don't know where she goes if you make that team the hero brawler team. Next question. Congrats on 20 subs. Thank you for the great content. Thank you, brother. Didn't get black belt. Who would be a good fifth until the event is back? So there's a lot of good characters that would be good on this team. You know, you got your War Machines, Falcons would be good on this team. Ultron would be good on this team, but I'm assuming that all these characters that would work on this team, and there's a bunch more, but I'm assuming they all have their own teams right now. So the person that I'm using in place of Karnak, which probably would work in place of Black Bolt as well, is a character that's kind of on a scrub team. I don't really have him use for him anywhere, and that's Yondu. And the reason that he works well, he has an AoE, he has a summon, so he has some healing, he steals some buffs, so he does a lot of utility things. Doesn't add too much to the team. He's not going to replace Black Bolt 1-for-1. Black Bolt is a very good legendary character, and Yondu is kind of a jack of all trades. So I think he would fit, and may not be the best fit to make that best possible team, but he would allow you to not really pull good characters off of teams that you already have set. So I like Yondu in that Inhuman spot for right now. Next question, ValleyFlyin. I have enough T4s to upgrade 2 abilities. I need advice on which is better. Sinister's ult / passive or Invisible Woman's special / ult. I use Sinister in Arena. I have him on War defense. I use Invisible Woman on Ultimus 7 and on War offense. The decision is tearing me apart. Well, your instincts are right for where you are using these characters. And I guess the decision is going to be based on what you prioritize more. If you prioritize more War offense, or arena offense and maybe some War defense, then probably you should be going with Sinister. And then if you're prioritizing more Ultimus 7, the raids, and more War offense, then Invisible Woman. So either way, you should eventually be prioritizing the raids and arena. So either decision you're not going to go wrong with. I would hit one and then come back and hit the other. So either whatever you want to do first is fine, but I would eventually do all of these T4s once you have the resources. But yeah, your instincts are right. Just choose whatever's more important to you. Next question. Sinister Six was showcased as a defender killer team. I am not convinced. I'm assuming the position I have is incorrect. So my question is, what is the position of Sinister Six? So for me, the main thing is having Rhino on one end or the other. The rest of them I don't think matters too much. So that's what I use for my positioning. 185 Sinister Six team lost to a 173 Defenders team in War. They also lose a lot in Blitz against Defenders. I'm not sure if you're using them right. So when I'm using my Sinister Six, I can punch up at 8.3, and they do pretty good in War as well. If I see Defenders on defense nowadays, my Sinister Six is on defense and my Defenders is on offense. So I don't really see that matchup, but in Blitz, I see it a lot. So when I find the Defenders, go after Iron Fist first. After Iron Fist, I target Punisher. Sometimes I switch them around, and then after that team should be pretty easy. Now, if they have a very weak Luke Cage that you could take out before his turn 1, that might be worth it because he's then not going to get defense up to everybody. But if he does get defense up to everybody, it's just kind of a wasted target that you're going after in the beginning. But try targeting Iron Fist first and see what happens. Practice it in Blitz a lot. You should be good for War after you've feel pretty confident beating them in Blitz pretty consistently. Next question. What is up, brother? Want to bounce my tinfoil hat theory off the Tinfoil Master? Is that a new nickname? I don't know. This video is shared with us for the Symbiote team. Do you notice they had no cleanse, but it's stated as a team for Dark Dimension 3? Do you think the fact that they put Mordo will put that team in a world of hurt was a way of saying Fox Next will need either Jessica Jones or a cleanse symbiote is in the works, since we all know they will throw a debuff team and City knows to stop us? So I don't know if they were billed as the Dark Dimension 3 team. Now there is some synergy with Dark Dimension 3 in the raids and Symbiote Spider-Man's kit, but I'm not sure if that makes them the best team for Dark Dimension 3. I think right now it's between the Symbiote team and the Defenders, but who's to say that there's not another team or another character that will add to this team that will make them good? So I'm really in a holding pattern with this whole Symbiote team right now. I don't believe them to be the true killers of Dark Dimension 3, especially after the footage that we saw from Dark Dimension 1, and how after about 7 to 8 minutes they still hadn't really done too much in that game. So I don't know. I don't know if they are the ultimate team for that mode. We'll have to see who else comes out between now and then, and if anybody gets reworked. What's up, brother? Thanks for all the videos. Keep them coming. Thank you, my brother. Questions are, how stoked are you about the upcoming Hydra rework? I don't know if there was ever a confirmed Hydra rework. I know we've seen a lot of red skulls in the data mines, and a lot of people, including myself, are assuming Hydra is getting reworked at that time. I think it's likely, but I don't think it's ever confirmed. But as far as my excitement level, if it were to ever be announced, mildly excited. I don't know. There's so many teams I'm working on. It's hard for me to get excited about the next team right now because I'm so behind with all the stuff I'm working on in the game. When can we expect a updated farming video? I am not sure because I think we've gotten one new legendary character since that last video. And yeah, you can't even farm all the characters to unlock that character because all the Asgardians aren't available. And I haven't, and the full Inhuman team isn't available either to really see if that, to really play test with that team. So give me a little while. I want to make sure that we could farm all these legendary characters, and so I could give an accurate version of the guide, and that these teams are actually worth farming for and in what order. So gonna be a little while. I want to test out all these Inhumans at the very least. ValleyFlyin, a team flying way under the radar. Fantastic Four. Everyone is adding Invisible Woman to teams, but I think Fantastic Four as a whole is being slept on. Are people sleeping on them? I don't know. I know they're good. They're really good in war. I love in war, punching up 100k even boosted. The first family of Marvel is getting the Mantis treatment. Now, in war, on offense, they are, I don't think they're getting slept on. I think people know that they're very, very solid team in war offense. I think people might be sleeping on them in other game modes though, like Arena and Raids and maybe even Blitz, but that's not really where they were meant to shine. They were meant to shine with Namor in war offense. Now, they were rumors when this team came out that there would be a fifth replacing Namor to make them viable in other game modes, in the Raids and Arena, and the rumors were Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. That has not happened yet. They are still not in the game yet. That may have been shelved. That may have been something that they're putting off, and that may happen in the future, but that was the rumor at the time. So they weren't ever supposed to be good in other game modes, but you know, there's characters like Invisible Woman that have value in Raids, even outside of that Fantastic Four team. Now, I don't know if they're going to be an Arena team unless that fifth character really turns them up a few notches, but in Raids, you could use them right now. Right now, I'm using them in the Greek Raids with a Thanos fifth, and I know people have used a Shuri fifth as well and have some success with the Raids in them. But yeah, they're a very good team. I don't think people are sleeping them, but if you are sleeping on the Fantastic Four, they're a good team, and it looks like they will become farmable soon, all of them, because right now we have Johnny that's farmable, and Thing looks like he's going to become farmable this week. Still don't have a word on Fantastic, and Invisible Woman is a legendary character. I'm not sure what's happening with Namor, so that's what's going on with this team. But when they become farmable, I think a lot less people will be sleeping on them. Next questions. With Crystal's event campaign coming up, which team of 5 latent potentials would you recommend worked on for those that don't have everyone maxed? Now, this is a very good question for newer players and players that are more in mid game. So let's go into my roster real quick, and I'll look at this latent potential trait and give you my recommendation. All right, so here we are looking at this latent potential trait, all these characters that have it, and there's a lot of good characters in this, guys. We have a lot of the X-Men. We have a Captain Marvel right there. We have the Fantastic Four. We got some utility characters like Groot, Captain America. So there's a lot of good teams you can make. Quake is in there as well. We got a lot of the Spider-Verse, it looks like. So there's a lot of good teams that you could use for this event. What I always recommended was taking your 5 best characters, and hopefully they have some synergy with each other, and just throwing them in there, and hopefully, you know, they have enough power to win. And you might have to mix and match a few, but it's going to be based on your power. There's no one like cookie cutter team. It looks like the X-Men will win. It looks like the Brotherhood will win. If you are lucky enough to have the Inhumans, it looks like they will do very well as well. And then the team that we are just talking about, that Fantastic Four, it looks like they're fully available as well. Also looks like you can make a pretty good hero brawler team with this as well. So a lot of different directions you could go. I think who you should use is just based on who you have at the highest power level. All right, next question. On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses? I have no idea, brother. I have not heard that reference before. I'm sorry. And how out of shape are your Hydra minions? They're pretty out of shape, brother. Is it going to be a cutting, cleansing workout to get them comp ready, or do they need some deep level personal training? My Hydra minions have been pretty sedentary for a while, so they're going to need some like boot camp level intense personal training, coming out and cleaning your cupboard out and making sure you're eating healthy for competition season, because they are so out of shape. It is not even funny. They're going to need some help. Hello from Bulgaria, brother. Hello from Texas, brother. All right, could you please advise me on some good Ultimus 7 raid team with Ultron, but without Shuri and Invisible Woman? Yes. Also, for some arena teams, good team, but without Shuri and Invisible Woman. So they're not even on my arena team, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oos, brother. All right, so looking at my roster here, there's a certain team that I use in Ultimus 7. I'm my preferred team, but as characters start to die, I'll rotate a bunch of other characters in there. So my preferred team, unfortunately, it does have Shuri and Invisible Woman, and it is Shuri, Invisible Woman, Falcon, Scientist Supreme, and Ultron. That is my preferred team, like I said. But as characters start dying, I'll start substituting other characters in there. And some characters that I like for Ultimus 7, Black Bolt works very good if you were lucky enough to unlock him. Yo-Yo works good in combination with Black Bolt as well. Captain Marvel is also an Ultimus 7 team that goes into that rotation. Phoenix is very good, but I use that full X-Men team together, so yeah, they're going to be together in Ultimus 7. Star-Lord is a good replacement because of his energy distribution. Ultron, we talked about a little earlier. Invisible Woman, you don't want me to use her, but she's very good as well once you unlock her. Groot is a really good replacement for Shuri. Mr. Sinister works situationally on that Ultimus 7 as well. That Brotherhood team with Magneto, Juggernaut, and Pyro, I use them on certain nodes, kind of like I use the X-Men as a cleanup spot. Scientist Supreme is on my preferred team, same with Shuri. Vision works very good as a replacement. Supernatural sometimes, depending what is left on that node. I might use it as a opening team to kind of soak up some of the debuffs or the cooldowns of the other team, or as a cleanup team, depending who's left. Mantis sometimes if I need a backup healer, although she's not too preferable. Colossus is on that X-Men team. I still use a shield team sometimes. Hela works very good situationally, so does Minerva. Minerva's not actually on my preferred team, but I still use her. Fantastic Four once in a while. The Inhumans with Quake and the rest of them work pretty good, and Asgardians are a good replacement as well. And those are pretty much who I use. I don't really use too much of these other characters down here, but yeah, good characters. But those are the characters that I would build up. All the ones that I mentioned, they go into my rotation. And like I said, I try to get it to a point where I could just auto these, because playing these raids day after day it's very time consuming. So I need to be able to auto some content, and that's how I do it, by rotating a bunch of characters and building them all up. All right, and last question, a longtime listener, watcher of your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, brother. All right, do you know if Fox Next is going to extend a Stark Tech levels, allow us to use currency accumulated with Stark Tech in some other way? My alliance is maxing out their Star Tech. I have nothing to spend it on, so I'm not sure. Right now, I'm going through the same problem. My Stark Tech is kind of maxed out on a lot of different areas, a lot of different teams. I'm not sure what we're going to do once that is done. I know we have donations that we're expecting every day, but you know, eventually people are going to max out every single thing, and those donations, I don't think they're going to do anything. So I think at some point we're just going to have to stop, and I think that's what most alliances are going to have to do as well. I haven't heard anything from Fox Next about this, but they seem pretty late in responding to a lot of the issues that the community is having. So I wouldn't expect them to do anything about this for a little while, but we will have to see. Eventually, I think we're just gonna have to stop donating to the Stark Tech, guys. So that is it for this week, guys. I hope your question made the list, and if it did not, make sure you guys are on the Discord and leave your questions there for future videos. There are links down below. There's also links to support the channel down below with BlueStacks, great emulator when it is working properly, and LootCakes, obviously it is a good program. They are sponsoring this video, so thank you once again to LootCakes for that sponsorship. And thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, smash on that notification button so you guys can ring that bell and be notified every time I post a new video. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check me out on social media. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.